guys, it's Nikita here from Aussie Mumma Reviews, and today I'm going to bring you two products that were really useful in my exclusive pumping journey. Getting out of the house as an exclusive pumper is really difficult. Not only are you trying to fit leaving the house between pumping sessions, it's also a task to know exactly how much milk you might need when you're out and to be able to heat that milk up when you're on the go. It's quite different to being a formula feeding mum because there you can use a microwave to heat the water up and then add the powder and off you go. Whereas as a pumping mum, you need a way to gently heat your breast milk that's not going to damage the nutrients or create any hot spots in the milk. One of the ways that you can get out of the house as an exclusive pumper is to pump the milk and then leave the house straight away. However, because I didn't always quite produce enough for a full feed each time I pumped, I needed a way to heat cold breast milk when I was on the go. So thankfully I had seen a product before that I thought might help me, and that was the Avent thermos. So this product is a thermos. It does have a lid on it that turns into a receptacle for the hot water. Then that turns into the base. It has a lid to keep it warm, and then obviously the thermos to keep your water hot. So the idea is it's all one unit, it's all completely sealed. You take the top off. Then this is obviously filled with hot water before you leave the house. Just like a regular thermos, open it up, pour your hot water in, pop your bottle in, and then it does have a lid. So say you were putting this in the bottom of the pram basket or sitting it, in the car, in the footwell, if it did tip over, it would hold a bit of that water in. It wouldn't just leak everywhere. So that's a quite nice feature. So on the side of the tub here, it does have heating instructions. But just reading it now, it looks like it's saying 125 to 150 mils at 5 degrees and then to 20 degrees. But I think you would want your milk to be warmer than that. So I never went by that anyway. I went by how long can I keep it in here before Sadie screams the house down ready for a feed, or by feeling it on my wrist. So this was really handy. I did often put boiling water in there. It's a little bit too hot, so I'd often have a drink, but also I'd add a bit of cold water in to cool it down, because it's not ideal to put breast milk straight into boiling water, but that did work really well. I did have to plan ahead a little bit more, so I did have to make sure the thermos was filled. I'd have to pack it in, take it out with us, then take it out of the car wherever we were going, and also give a few minutes for that milk to warm up before she was needing a feed. It was also handy because say I was with a friend who was formula feeding and she needed some hot water. Because this is obviously boiled water, if I'm adding it to cold water, it is fine for a newborn to drink, so it did back up that really well. And I did see formula feeding mums using this as well, because you could take your bottle, have it 3/4 filled with cool boiled water, add a little bit of extra boiled water to heat it up, and then add your powder, and you're good to go. So this was really handy for that as well. We love using this tub in the fridge. It's perfect for defrosting a milk bag, so it does get used all the time. And one of the other features that I did see advertised from this product is that you can use this dish as a shallow way to heat up baby food. So you have a small jar of baby food, you could sit it in here with some warm water and heat it up that way as well. So it's really great. It has lots of functions. It's not super big and bulky, but it would take up a bit of room in your nappy bag, but it does the job really well, and I really did love it. This product you can buy from Baby Bunting or Babies R Us, and it does retail for $35. So it's not super expensive, and to make your life easier when you're on the go, it's really priceless. So while I did love the Avent bottle holder, especially as Sadie was getting older and she wasn't definitely going to feed while we were out, I wanted something that I could keep in my bag or keep in the car that didn't need to be filled with hot water when we went out. Something that I could just use on the chance that she was going to need a feed when we were out. Or say I was going to someone's house and I didn't know how long we were going to stay or whether we'd go somewhere afterwards. I'd always pack an extra bottle of milk in my freezer bag just to make sure I had some, but I wouldn't always necessarily bring the Avent thermos in case I thought, I'm going to be at someone's house, I won't need it. Or if I was running late and I didn't have time to wait for the kettle to boil and fill it up and get ready to go that way. So I found the Cherub baby bottle warmer. So this is a hot wrap, I guess you would call it. It's like those wraps that you used to see at the market. You click the disc and it heats up, and basically that's exactly what it is. It could be used as a hot pack or it could be used as a bottle warmer. So I guess it does have some good versatility. So you hurt your back when you're out and you need a hot pack, it works well, or you're trying to warm yourself up, you could use this as well. So the idea is it has a little disc there that you crack, and then the whole thing turns kind of hard. You do have a few minutes where it's a little bit more pliable, so you can then wrap it around your bottle, and it does have these snaps on the side here, so it does hold it together, and then it also has snaps on the bottom. So the idea is you fold these in, snap these two together, and it does form like a little cylinder around your bottle. It does fit a wide neck bottle in there, so something like an Avent Natural or a Classic, or the Cherub baby bottles. Obviously they are a wide neck bottle, but it does heat up a pigeon or a Medela bottle quite nicely as well, because obviously it swishes around the bottle that you're using. And it does come with this like insulated sleeve. It has this kind of felt on the inside, and so then having this in here also means this is not hot. So if you were to say hang it from your pram with the hook here, it's not going to be hot for anyone to touch. So if you did have a smaller bottle in there is this Velcro strap that hooks through this tab here, and then you can make it smaller, so you could really keep it nice and firm around the bottle. And I think that would heat it up a little bit quicker, because it's got that more surface area is touching the heat from your bottle that way. And then obviously you can drawstring the top closed to keep the heat in as well. So the amount of times I used this when I was out for longer than I expected, or something came up and I didn't fill up the thermos, I knew that I would have this with me. When you have it all unclipped, I would always make sure I just folded the tab in when I put it in the bag, because it doesn't take much to actually set it off. So I would just slide it into the bag. And then as you can see, it does not take up that much room. It's quite flat. I mean, a couple of nappies, same size, so you could just sit it in your nappy bag. It would add a little bit of weight to it, but if you were sticking it underneath a pram, I wouldn't worry too much about the size of it, and it's super handy. It does probably take a little bit longer to heat your bottle up this way than it does using the hot water, because this is not super hot. But again, having a baby, you pretty much have to plan ahead anyway, especially a bottle fed baby. You kind of need to know that they're hungry before they're actually hungry, so you can be getting that bottle ready. But I would find, say, one of the times I used this a lot was at swimming. I knew that we'd get out of the water, she'd want to feed, and our swimming lessons were 30 minutes. So I know that I could stick the bottle in. By the end of the 30 minutes, it would not be too hot. I really worried, oh my gosh, maybe it's going to, make the milk too hot for her to drink, but it was perfect. It almost got it to the right temperature, and then it didn't get any hotter. So I'd stick the milk in, go do the swimming lesson, come out while I'm getting changed. She had her bottle, worked really, really well. But yeah, it was fantastic. It worked really well. I used it numerous times, and I thought it was great. One of the things that I didn't like so much about this, but unfortunately there's not much that you can do about it, is the fact that you have to reset it. You have to put it in the pot of boiling water, and you have to get it back to that fluid consistency. So say you use it one day and then you have a really bad night and you don't get much sleep, and you go out the next day and you haven't reset it, you haven't put it in the boiling water, then you're kind of stuck without it. So that's why I did find that having both of them worked really well, especially when we spent so much time out of the house. I needed to know that I had a backup option, and yeah, having these two worked perfectly. One of the things that I do like about this is it has the instructions actually printed on the plastic on the front. So it does say recharge method 1, boiling. So obviously put it in a pot of boiling water. It does say recharge method number 2, in an electric steam sterilizer. So you can put it in, place the warmer flat on the bottom chamber of the electric steam sterilizer, run the sterilizer through its steam cycle. And then obviously if there's any more crystals in there, it says place the gel wrap back in the sterilizer and then run the cycle again. So obviously, chucking it in your steam sterilizer, that's great. You don't have to get a pot, boil it. I would always put a tea towel over it when I boiled it, because I didn't want the plastic to stick to the side of the pot. So, putting it in your steam sterilizer is great, it does it easily. And you can also do it in your microwave steam sterilizer. So just the dome, stick it on the flat part of it there, chuck it in the microwave. I think you do it for 3 minutes, and then if there's still crystals, shake it up and do it for another couple of minutes. And that would often be the way that I recharged it. Because we used the microwave sterilizer when Sadie was little, we had one already, and yeah, didn't have to get the pot out or boil the water, so that was really good. So this one does retail at $25, so it's a little bit cheaper than the Avent one, but I definitely loved both of them. If I had to pick one, to have one and not the other, I'd probably pick the Avent one, because it's so functional. You could heat up a pouch of food, you could use it for formula or breast milk. Obviously you could use this one the same, but to be able to keep the water in there if you were formula feeding is really good. To be able to heat the breast milk up nicely, and then also to be able to have the water to heat up, the dish of baby food or something like that is really, really handy. So yes, I would pick that one if I had to choose, but I'm glad I don't have to, and I'm glad that I had both. So hopefully this video has given you something to think about if you're an exclusive pumping mum or a bottle feeding mum of any kind. So you might find one of these products useful for you when you're out and about. And that is the aim of Aussie Mumma Reviews. I'm just trying to make every mum's journey a little bit easier. If we can stick together and help each other out, hopefully that will be the case. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe for all of our new videos and head over to our Aussie Mumma Reviews Facebook page for live videos and more content. I hope you guys have enjoyed my video. Have a lovely day and see you later.